What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. Today we're going to tackle question 29 in the 4th grade math questions that North Carolina released this past school year. We're being asked which polygon out of our answer choices can have 4 sides of equal length, 2 pairs of parallel sides, and no right angles. So in order to do really well on a question like this question deals with our types of quadrilaterals. Quadrilateral is a 4-sided shape, and there's many different types that we can deal with, and we're going to have to know those for this question. So I'm going to assume that we only know the basics about each one, and I will use that to actually knock out the answer choices as we go, in order to show us that even if you don't know everything, you can still use what you do know in order to figure out a question like this. So, when it asks which polygon can have 4 sides of equal length, let's test that out. Let's say I wanted to draw a rectangle. Here's my rectangle. Those 2 sides are equal, those 2 sides are equal, but they're not all the same length. Since my polygon has to have 4 sides of equal length, rectangle can't be it, because on a rectangle, we don't always have our 4 sides being of equal length. So next I'm going to try a trapezoid, and I'm going to draw a nice little trapezoid right here. Now these 2 sides look like they're about equal, but these 2 aren't, and they're definitely not all equal to each other. So again, we run into that whole equal problem, and so trapezoid can't be it. Rhombus, this is the trickiest one, so I'm going to assume that if you're coming up on this question, you don't know what a rhombus is. I will go over what exactly it means in just a little bit, but for right now I'm going to skip over choice C and try to draw a square. So this is not a very good square, but we're going to pretend that it's perfect just for the next 30 seconds or so. All right, so with a square, 4 sides of equal length, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that checks out. 2 pairs of parallel sides. These 2 are parallel, they're never going to meet. These 2 are parallel, they're never going to meet. And no right angles. Wait, hold on. That looks like a right angle. That's a right angle, that's one, that's one. Shoot, this square has all right angles. So with a square, we are going to have all right angles in this thing, even though it meets the other 2 things that the question was asking us to find. It has the 4 equal sides, and it has 2 of them, or it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. The fact that it has right angles means it can't be a square, which brings us to a rhombus. Now the idea of a rhombus, and I'm going to draw this way over here, and again, pretend my drawing is much better than it actually is. I think the best example of a rhombus is actually those pattern blocks that you see, because you can find a blue one that looks about like that, and then you can find a brown one that looks like that but a lot thinner. Those are actually really good examples of what a rhombus is. And if we look at a rhombus, we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal sides, and then we also have 1 pair and then 2 pair of parallel sides. But with a rhombus, it's okay to draw a rhombus so that it has no right angles, and I did that right here. These 2 are way too big, these 2 are way too sharp. So we have 2 obtuse angles and 2 acute angles, but no right angles. So that's the idea of a rhombus. The only thing that we need in order to have a rhombus is 4 equal sides. Therefore, our answer is C.